This is Chapter 3 of The Packet in Portland, written by Alexi Hart. The hotel lobby smelled like citrus cleaner, and money spent on not being noticed. Nora arrived 5 minutes early anyway, not to be polite, but to measure the space before anyone tried to make it theirs. The lobby had 2 entrances, one from the street and one from the garage. A small coffee bar sat near the windows, a pair of upholstered chairs angled toward a fireplace that never lit. Cameras were visible, but high, and the lighting was flattering in the way that made people forget they were being recorded. Nora chose a table near the side corridor, where the wall broke the line of sight from the main doors. She ordered a black coffee she did not intend to finish and set her phone face down. The Atlas desk message came through before the attorney did. So confirmed. Habit map created by outlet analyst under Lane Izquierdo's request. Data sources: commercial broker package plus scraped check-in history plus rideshare pickup inference. Reduction note: outgoing number redacted by client before upload. Reason unknown. Nora read it twice. Lane had asked for the habits map. Lane's outlet had built it, and the attorney had redacted the outgoing number before Nora ever saw the file, then acted surprised when she asked about it. Over-prepared indeed. Nora took a slow sip of coffee. It tasted burnt, like most things built for convenience. She opened a blank note and wrote 2 lines. Lane built map. Attorney hides caller. Then she flipped her phone face up and waited. At exactly 90 minutes after their call, the attorney entered the lobby. He was younger than his voice had suggested. Early 40s, sharp suit, sharp smile, sharp eyes that kept flicking toward the doors, as if he expected a crowd to appear. His posture radiated practiced reassurance, the kind people paid for when their lives were collapsing. He spotted Nora and crossed the lobby quickly. "Nora," he said, a little too loudly. "Thank you." Nora stood, shook his hand, and sat again. "Sit." He took the chair opposite her, placing a slim leather folder on the table. "I brought what you asked for." "And what you withheld," Nora said. His smile faltered. "Withheld." Nora didn't raise her voice. She didn't need to. "You redacted the outgoing number from the witness's last call." His gaze tightened. "That's for the witness's protection." "It's for your protection," Nora corrected. "You didn't redact the witness's address. You didn't redact their employer. You didn't redact the deposition location. You redacted 1 number." The attorney's jaw worked. "It's complicated." Nora let a beat pass. It's always complicated right before it becomes a scandal. His eyes narrowed. "You don't understand what we're up against. The opposing counsel is ruthless. They're running a smear campaign. The witness is terrified. We are trying to keep them safe." "Then start by telling me what's true," Nora said. "Who called the witness at midnight?" He glanced around the lobby as if the chairs might be listening. Nora watched the move and filed it under theater. The attorney lowered his voice anyway. "A union rep." Nora's expression did not change. "Which union?" "The Portland Transit Workers," he said. "The witness is a dispatcher. They have information about falsified incident logs. The union leadership is divided. Some want them to testify. Some want them to disappear until this blows over." "Yes," he said quickly, "but not an official one, not someone we can easily name. There are internal politics." Internal politics meant leverage, fear. People who knew how to make consequences feel personal. Nora set her pen down. "Now we can work." Relief flashed across his face, too fast. He had been waiting for her to accept his framing. Nora did not accept framings. She accepted facts and built her own. He slid the folder toward her. Last confirmed location, names, building management contact, anything else you need, you tell me. Nora opened it and skimmed. The witness's last confirmed sighting matched the packet. East Side apartment complex. The names list included coworkers, a supervisor, 2 neighbors, and the union rep's first name only, no last name. Nora looked up. You want this witness to testify? Yes, he said. We need their story on record. You want to win, Nora said. He blinked. Of course I want to win. This case matters. Nora held his gaze. If the witness is hiding, you don't get to pull them into a courtroom because it helps your narrative. If they were taken, you don't get to use their fear as a talking point. I will locate them. You will listen to what they want, even if it is inconvenient. The attorney's smile returned, thinner. You make it sound like I'm the problem. You are one of them, Nora replied. Every adult with a deadline is a problem to someone. A shadow crossed his face, but he kept his composure. Fine. Fine. You have my word. Nora didn't respond to promises. She responded to patterns. Before she could ask her next question, movement near the doors pulled her attention. A man entered the lobby with the energy of someone who believed the room owed him context. He wore a dark jacket, no tie, hair slightly damp, as if he'd walked in the rain. He didn't look like a television anchor. He looked like a person who stayed up too late reading court filings. He scanned the lobby, spotted Nora, and smiled like they already knew each other. Lane Izquierdo. He approached the table without hesitation. There you are, he said, voice warm, and then he looked at the attorney. And there you are. The attorney's face went tight. Lane? Nora didn't stand. She didn't offer a hand. She simply watched Lane's eyes settle on the empty chair beside her, then on the attorney's folder, then on Nora again. Lane had the kind of gaze that took inventory fast, not predatory, but insistent. He was used to people giving him the missing pieces. Ms. Mitchell, Lane said, and the respect in his tone sounded real enough to be dangerous. I'm glad you took this. Nora kept her expression neutral. You were told not to be here. Lane's smile barely shifted. I wasn't told anything. I found out. The attorney leaned forward, voice sharp. Lane, not now. Lane ignored him. He looked at Nora as if she had been the one who mattered all along. I did the habits map. I want to be transparent about that. We used public and commercial data, nothing illegal. Nora's fingers rested lightly on her pen. Commercial broker packages aren't public. They're purchased. Lane's eyes flickered, impressed or annoyed. Purchased, yes, through the outlet. It's standard practice. It's standard practice to surveil a missing witness, Nora said. His smile softened, but his eyes stayed steady. It's standard practice to follow the data trail when institutions fail. You know that. Nora disliked being understood this quickly. It cut too close to the parts of her she kept private. She met his gaze. You built a map before anyone confirmed whether the witness wanted to be found. Lane's expression shifted. Not guilt. Something more complicated, like he had already asked himself that and disliked the answer. The witness matters, he said. This case matters. Nora looked at the attorney. Do you see what I mean? The attorney pinched the bridge of his nose. Lane, please.